would like to see some more damage come out from Galaxy Racer. Because Kunkka is really just all about damage mitigation, especially in the offlane. Darkseer, okay. Pretty typical common answer to Medusa. It's not the strongest lane, honestly. Like, I like to lane Dusa against Darkseer. It's pretty easy. And as we said, the wall isn't like super impactful.
Fnatic's turn to pick.
Enchantress.
Okay. Counter the Darkseer.
Yeah.
I like it. We've seen it many times, right? Where Darkseer just gets completely shut out of the lane.
I'm really worried now because I feel like you have an incredibly strong
10
lane in your
seconds
Deucer
remaining.
Enchantress. That feels like that's a lane winner. Darkseer cannot play that.
5
You
seconds
can't use your
remaining.
Iron Shell, can't use a Surge. And it feels like now Conquer and Grimstroke, if that's your off lane, that feels super strong. Conquer mid versus Puck is an incredibly good matchup as well. Like, I feel like already Galaxy Race have really good team fight. They've got really strong late game potential. Their lanes are solid. Their pickoffs are a little weak in that regard, but which could be an
Fnatic's
issue
turn to
versus the
ban
slipperiness
Drow
of the
Ranger.
Puck. And well, we're going to see a different sort of answer to the Medusa. We haven't seen as much of the Drow, but a great way to be able to outrange this hero. And she doesn't like to go for
Dire
stat
team
items. Sorry, she doesn't like to go for armor items. Often it's that stat, just the maxed out agility, so the marksmanship can really pierce through the Medusa.
Yeah, but it's also a pretty good
Fnatic's turn to
Grimstroke
ban.
illusion if you can ever get that. Because you also get the marksmanship aura. So we'll have to see how rich Jokam is gonna get on his Grimstroke. But it's not the easiest lane for a Drow. Like, if you ever get torrented, you are going to be in a little bit of trouble. Sure, you have the Abaddon that is gonna
10
keep you a little bit
seconds
safe.
remaining.
But last hitting on that lane, I imagine, could be a little bit problematic with your
5 seconds
decently
remaining.
low base damage.
All right, we're looking for a position 4 here for Fnatic. Earth Spirit's banned. Nyx is gone as well. Seems like the Tusk is left. What are some other
Could
meal?
ban next.
Dire team ban.
So if they ban Tusk, I was gonna say Tusk is gonna get banned because it's a really good save against Kunkka and Grimstroke as well. There is still
Fnatic's turn to
Clockwork. Okay,
pick.
they banned Clockwork instead. So are they just gonna go Tusk? And be like, yep. The lineup looks really weird though, right? Fnatic's. Like, it can win, but it just looks much weaker on paper.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried who's going to frontline for the Drow. I feel like
10
you're really
seconds
relying on getting a
remaining.
good coil or a good Darkseer initiation to cause a bunch of
5
chaos in the
seconds
fights
remaining.
and to allow Drow to sit on the back.
Dire
So
team pick.
Brewmaster. Is this a support Darkseer then?
Huh.
Alright, now Galaxy Racer is like, what is this?
Is Ember still in the pool?
10 seconds
We need
remaining.
a spirit hero.
It
Feels
is.
like for Galaxy, right? Like I want the Conquer to go
5
off lane
seconds remaining.
and then have some way to jump the Drow because I feel like you won't get that as much in the off lane.
How about some good old Doombringer?
Is Doom still there? Yeah. The Grimstroke.
Yeah.
That's a great Doom game,
Or-
actually.
You just go ham, go super late game security, and pick a Magnus. Easy. Nah, I want to have something that can catch the puck. That would be optimal. There isn't super much left though. Like, I personally like the Doom quite a bit.
So you're looking for an offlaner here? You happy with the Conquer going up against Puck?
You could just put Doom middle. I've seen that many times
Sure.
where you just farm and get your level 6 fast, then you rotate yourself. Maybe something like a Death Prophet could be pretty decent. Not the greatest into the Drow though. Or we just go for the Ricky. Let's go.
Does still look good though, especially against a Drow now. Catching her further on the back line, that's going to be the issue of the Deucer. I'm worried at how they get on top of the Drow. I don't think Conquer's enough. Like, early on, it's pretty solid, but once we get to this late game where teams can, build that blockade and protect the Drow and have a formation a lot easier, then Conquer just running directly through the middle of the forces will not be as adequate of an opportunity.
Yeah, they're trying to definitely build a wall for the Drow Ranger though. Like the Brew, Darkseer, Abaddon, even the Puck Coil.
Okay. This
Chaos
is
Knight,
off. Yeah.
alright.
This is something they were
Offline
doing.
PK then.
When far out? When was this? When Mizu started playing the offlane, they were looking really good with the offlane Chaos Knight. He goes
Isn't that pretty
greedy.
bad though? Against
They
Brewmaster? Because the Dispel destroys the illusions, doesn't it?
yes, you're right. So
And they're instantly dead because they take quite a bit of damage. Let me look how much damage they take. It is 325%. And Dispel, isn't it something silly like 1500 or so?
yeah, I think it's a lot.
Wait, let me check that. It doesn't say here. But I think it was like 1000 or something crazy like that. And that is like 3000 damage then, and the Elo should be pretty much just gone instantly. Very curious pick.
And you've got the brew to you get rid of the run buff, right? That's still a thing with the dispel.
Is that dispellable?
I thought it was. Maybe that's not the case, but you got the ink swell for the Grimstroke. We'll double check once the game goes on.
I don't think it's dispellable.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure.
No, I'm not sure. It looks
Because then Kanka would be pretty weak if it was.
yeah, okay. Death's level.
But maybe it is, honestly. Like, I never really thought about it because I was just like, yeah, you can't really do much about it. Maybe you can dispel it.
I
I would
can't
be surprised if you could.
I can't remember another matchup between the two if it was or wasn't. But how are we feeling about this game one here? Fnatic going for a bit of a different answer to the Medusa counter in the Drow Ranger. This
Prepare
last
for
pick,
battle.
Chaos Knight, does it fulfill you with a little bit of confidence here for Galaxy Racer? Or are we liking Fnatic's draft?
What is this?
I mean, it's really good for the lane, right?
Some sort?
Where you have the CK plus Grimstroke, it's a super strong lane. And CK will still scale very well into the late game. Like, just because you can dispel the illusions doesn't mean you won't have impact. Like, if you jump someone, you're still gonna burst them. And then maybe they get dispelled afterwards, but you still sort of did your job. So I do still like the CK, and it also fits the picture that Galaxy Racer always tries to paint, right? With the greedy offlaner, greedy carry, and the somewhat sacrificial mid laner. I think I like it.
What is this?
Yeah, every time I was seeing Mizu play the Chaos Knight, he was going for this Midas build. So they really like the scaling potential that the Chaos Knight can provide them. And like you were saying though, his laning stage is incredibly dominant, and it's going to be super scary with the Grimstroke as well. That can further enable your laning stage. So for me, I'm a real big fan of at least the Galaxy Racer lanes. We'll get to see also Jabs playing the Darks here, how this position 4 is going to fare. You know, maybe some teams will potentially look to flex the hero, because it does really feel like Darkseid right now is one of the top tier offlaners, and when a hero is always at that stage, you see teams see how greedy they can get to play them as a support as well.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen players and teams already try it out a bunch, and essentially you do the same thing, but you are going to miss out on a lot of strong Darkseid timings, like the Greaves, Pipe, the Aghanims, just the high levels that the hero needs to really make use of his like skill set. Because like level 1 Vacuum is so much less impactful than like a level 4 would be, right?
Yep. Talk to me about this mid matchup between the Puck and the Conquer. Is the really low armor on Chuen going to make it difficult versus the Tidebringer for Alacrity's Constant Harass?
I think it's actually a pretty easy matchup for the Puck, because like you have the opportunity to dodge, of course, with the phase shift if you end up skilling it. Your silence makes it like impossible to get torrented pretty much. As I said, he gets torrented. I think the matchup is not bad. It used to be really bad when you didn't have all these runes out there. But now that you can sustain yourself no problem once the bottle comes out, like you can just keep farming with your spells. And that's really why Puck is still so strong in this meta, despite getting nerfed quite a bit.
Yeah, the high mobility that this hero has makes it just so much easier to be able to pick up these bottles and get the refills, shove out the lane, and make some rotations to the side, or even just, you know, potentially farm some stacks as well, which often we don't see. But down bot, Mizu's taking a little bit of harassment right now. I mean, paired a Drow Ranger with a melee hero like the Abaddon feels like probably the best laning setup the Drow can get. You know, similar to the Undying as well. So, you know, Galaxy Racer definitely not going to have an easy time down here.
It's going terribly so far for them. Drow sitting at 11 CS, only missed 1. Mizu at 4. So we'll see if it gets better for them as the levels rise, but I would imagine it only gets harder for them, right?
Yeah, especially once you get a little bit more items as well. You know, potentially stat items. Is this a Wraith band coming out? No, he's not going for the early Wraith. Wants the Elven skin, so just closer and closer to the Dragonlance here early for Raven. Looks like top, just some good old cut in the creep wave. Polo against even the Darkseer position 4 brought him down to about 15 health, so Jabs has to make the walk back to base, but Death is at least trying to soak up some experience and deny a full wave away from the In Your Dream Medusa.
Yeah, but both carries so far sitting at 13 CS, so completely free farming. Mid lane, how are we looking? Kanka winning a little bit right now. I'm surprised he didn't skill phase shift at all, because usually that's how you sort of outplay the Kanka. Oh, now he picked it up.
Welcome back.
But yeah, generally you want to dodge as much as you can
Denied.
To my house.
when it comes to those Tidebringer hits.
Yeah, we'll see this early level. You know, if it's going to help out with the sustain, does give you a little bit less of a way to shove out the lanes, but like you were saying, it's so important in a matchup like this where the Tidebringer can really start to stack up here, especially, you know, once you get every extra level in it for Alacrity. It's only level 4 at the moment, but we'll see, you know, potentially once he hits level 6, maybe Polison will think about rotating over with a neutral creep and the potential to bring down the puck and maybe into an early tower as well. Is there a team that you might have an easier time at taking towers early and then look to gain further map control and a further net worth advantage off that?
Both teams are pretty bad at taking towers early on. Like, no one has really any sort of tower damage. No Dragon Knight, no Death Prophet, no nothing. And they took the water rune away from Alacrity, so he might be struggling a little bit more than I thought he would.
Step lively now.
Will have to pick up his own
Your
bounty
admiral is
rune, which is also gone, so there's actually no runes for him. Play a little bit carefully.
Wonder if we'll see some, just one of the supports look to get aggressive in the lane just so they can. Is he?
Just X mark, yeah, that's a mechanic.
Oh, back up to full. 3 bottle sips now as well available. You love to see it.
Yeah. Honestly, Kanka is a great hero. I love
Your
him.
admiral is on
Surprised we
board.
don't see him more.
Yeah, what do you feel like is the potential weakness of the Conqueror on why we don't? Because it definitely feels like it's a CIS classic, and then, you know, for Southeast Asia, Fearless really loves to run it. But apart from that, we don't see it too much down here.
Yeah, I feel like the way people itemize is pretty detrimental. Like in CIS, we always see the Axe Shard and Aghanim Scepter just go like for Waterpark Kunkka, right?
Yep.
In SEA, we've seen a lot of armlet Kunkkas. I'm not sure why. Like, the hero is not really meant to right-click anymore, I don't think. In your dream. Pick it back. Ooh, it's a lot of damage.
Radiant's
Dream
top tower
is too
is under
slow right
attack.
now. Looks like he'll be okay, and now Death actually is in trouble. The Impetus, and there's where First Blood, and
Wait, no
Jabs
way.
as well is trying to
Jab.
turn it. Can he do so successfully? In Your Dream, he's still got a Fairy Fire. Oh, we're double kill for them up top. The early treads helping out with a little bit of stats for the Dusa to keep her life. Chuen? Okay. We'll get a big kill. Rotates up, drops the coil, the instant tip from Jabs as well. It does leave mid now solo for a little bit, but you already see Jabs is going to try and occupy the lane, get some much needed experience here on the level 2 Darkseer.
Should be coming close to level 4. And this is the rotation that we always talk about, right? When you have a greedy offlaner, as well as a greedy carry, you gotta make those rotations, and especially if you get a free kill on a carry like that. Very well worth it. And he's not really at all behind when it comes to net worth. Oh, well done by him. Abaddon blocking the Ancients, of course. As we always see. Or should always see. Don't always see it.
Yeah, I've been surprised of the little emphasis teams have put on that, and even the small camps as well. I've been bringing that up a lot. Like, just go drop a sentry down. The amount of time that it takes to see trouble. They get the war stomp.
They have one more snake.
Fairy Fire, Bottle Charges 2. Impetus, is it coming up shortly from Polo? Oh, the evade.
Missed it.
Oh, now Polo-san. He stayed in life after the evasion. Jabs gets a solo kill. Alacrity's still nearby. They'll find some
Titanic!
retaliation.
Dire's middle
Doesn't
tower
even have to
is
drop
under
the boat. And there you go. So we see both the position 2s getting active at that top side early. A kill on the Medusa previously from Chuend, and now this time Alacrity killing off Jabs. But it's... the awareness from these teams, man, they make sure there is no little efficiency left untouched on the map. As soon as Conker leaves that lane, Yokam is soaking up the experience mid.
Yeah. This is really what you have to do, just so you don't fall behind in any terms of experience. Because gold advantage early is sometimes, I feel, a little bit misleading, because levels is really where it's at. Fast level 6 on a support can easily make up for 1 or 2k gold difference in the early game, like a disruptor, or even Grimstroke in this game. You got like a double X mark, double Chaos Bolt, something like that. Can really turn the tides. But the Chaos Knight recovered very nicely after the first couple of rough waves. He is now sitting neck and neck with the Drow Ranger.
Yeah, and he's got the level 6 as well, so we see the Yokam can potentially come down, Alacrity as well. Try and force the Drow Ranger to go back into the jungle early, which she is at the moment on Raven. Top of the last hits, level 6, and is closing in on the Dragonlance. Just needs one more component after the double Band of Elvis skin has been picked up. So Raven's had a great start to the lane.
Yeah, Medusa is going for the very same, literally mirrored item builds. And Drow coming back to the lane. They definitely want to aggress on her as soon as possible, just to bully her out.
Easy.
Pop.
TP down from Chuen. Chaos Knight's pretty tanky though, 1400 max health. But it's going to go 1 point up in the Chaos Bolt, so it's going to look for a TP out. The stuns are lacking, the damage is lacking, especially with how beefy this hero is. And back to base for free, and that's a puck rotation, so tier 1 mid's going to take a bit of a beating.
Yeah, good recognition that they have no stuns, they don't have the damage to kill him. Gets out for free. Also, in your dream, of course, he said he's not a Medusa player last time. So let's see if he became one in the last 2 days. I can't believe he said that.
Giving away insight, and then they just first phase the Medusa.
Yeah.
Fine game.
He was... Yeah. He was analyzing. Psychoanalyzing, dude. We have him psychoanalyzed by In Your Dream. And Fnatic was watching that interview, they're like, he hates Medusa, we're not gonna ban it.
And then they see the first phase and they're like, oh yes, look what we got in store for us. They still haven't blocked the Ancients as well. Oh, sorry, dewarded, I should say. So the stacks aren't going to continue. Top lane. Looks like we will lose Poloson.
Raven.
Alacrity TP'd in. Death has got ultimate, so Alacrity now has to force the boat to give him some protection. Looks like Alacrity, though, still should be chased down. There's no extra reinforcements. He's pretty beefy. They'll waste some time. Cycling up in the air. Conker, again, no help coming through, and he does fall. It also looks like the Dispel doesn't work. Just keeping tabs on that.
Doesn't work, right?
No, he tried a couple times there. The first time it was just off the mark, and... not done.
And also deals 1,000 damage, that's what I saw. So, about 3,250 damage to CK Illus. That's a lot of damage.
A lot of damage. First big tower taken, Raven getting active early. Is this something where the Drow Ranger could have a lot more impact compared to Medusa through the first maybe 15-20 minutes or so?
It's definitely a better tower pusher than Drow. Than Medusa. But CK is already pressuring the bot tower a lot. But as I said, he just runs away towards mid lane. Double damage Medusa. I might be looking for a teamfight here with that.
The catapult wave as well. Radiant.
No Stone Gates though. Gotta be a little careful.
No primal split as well. If Death looks to come help out mid, Chuen doesn't have the phase shift now. He's just gonna drag him out of the tome, but the 2-second Chaos Bolt, DJ giving him some ample protection. But it's not enough. And even one shot the courier, so a great kill. into a chorus snipe, into a tier 1 tower claimed as well.
Yeah, and arguably the mid tower is much more important than the safe lane tower, which they'll surely be going towards next. Yeah, no juicy stacks for you in your dream.
Blue treasures.
Your teammates have been slacking. Okay, you can always flame them later. Why didn't you D-Watt this, man? I could be at 7k net worth now.
I could be 2k higher than the Drow.
Yeah.
She's already
Which she
1300
almost is
right
already.
now. So
And Dusa is
farmed.
just a crazy hero. Such a crazy hero, man.
Dire's middle tower
I
is
love
under
playing
attack.
Dusa myself.
You're Dusa Fiend, are you? Do you
Played her the other day. 1100 GPM. Let's go.
do you miss the rapier kind of build? That felt nice for a while when we were seeing that.
Radiant structures
I mean, you can
are
still do that, right?
fortified.
If you get a Roshan timing. It's just people got a lot more... Like, you don't need it. And it's also the True Strike is gone.
Yeah.
So... Man, why did they ever remove that True Strike?
I don't like it. I want rapier to be
Radiant's
as
bottom tower has
versatile.
fallen.
Divine Blade, man.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower
I
is
can.
under
I gave
attack.
you another reason to pick it up, and instead of
And they took it
MKB,
away.
I don't. Yeah. Wish they didn't. Maybe because
Rapier's reason to live has been taken from it.
now it's just the late game threat. But we never see rapier anymore. Honestly, the excitement when a rapier gets picked up is like tenfold. Everyone's on the edge of their seat as soon as you see a rapier picked up, and so we want more rapiers.
If you have a chair, because I only have a couch.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
That's the rough life there. Fnatic though, living pretty rough too. I mean, down 4,000 gold. Are there any plays we can see them making here to kind of bring them back in this game, or is it a bit difficult because of their support duo?
I mean, they're letting them Galaxy Racer get away with what they always want to do again. They're not really pressuring the map at all. They're looking for death on the top lane. Phantom.
See if the chain control's perfect, Alacrity. They'll need
No
the
Titanic.
bow.
Back to four.
I feel like they could have killed him with the Titanic.
Radiant are scanning.
Maybe was a little bit unsure of the math there.
Now Radiant, smoked up. They're gonna run into Poloson.
Oh, okay, just
Coil
coil him.
drop. Just make sure they want to get rid of the Enchantress, who's so tanky though.
Wait, is he just gonna run?
No
Surely
way
not.
Polo makes it out. He's already got Medallion and the Fluffy hat too. Poloson with 2 points in the Nature's Attendance, and I mean he dies, but look how far he drags Radiant away. So they're gonna jump the Abaddon, who does still have the ultimate, even in your dream, looking to show up here early. Death as well, still wasn't able to commit the ultimate previously, so he has this available for the further team fight as Alacrity forced to drop the ultimate. Gives him the run buff. See if this is going to be able to give him back to safety. Looks like Fnatic, though, committing a couple of ultimates just to really get that kill on the Enchantress, and that's it.
Ultimately still pretty good though, I'd say. Well, as I stated though, Drow Ranger also runs there. I'm not sure why Medusa and Drow came to that fight. But ultimately ending up in, what, nothing. A dead Enchantress, but doesn't really help you a whole lot if your Drow Ranger's not farming because she wants to join the fight as well. So Dusa maintaining her 2k gold lead. And honestly, this Dusa Drow matchup is not as bad anymore. A lot of these matchups that were really bad before aren't because of the Swift Blink that you can pick up.
So,
No, he left a little golem.
do you feel like Dusa has to prioritize the Swift Blink this game pretty, like, earlier on than what we usually see? Is like a 6th, 7th item even?
Nah, I don't think you have to go for like super early, maybe like 5th item or so. Because you're gonna have that CK that will build into a Blink Dagger eventually to be a threat to the Drow Ranger. And still, Stone Gaze is a massive 1200 AoE. So even as a Drow Ranger, you can never
is under
just stand there and
attack.
hit her anyways.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
We do see Raven is keeping up in the farm. I mean, not with the Medusa, but ahead
That
of
is the big one,
yeah,
though.
that is the big one, like you're saying. I mean, ahead of the rest of the Dire cores. There's almost 7,000 net worth for Raven, looking for the Manta style first, but yeah, like you're saying, that's the big one that you're not keeping up with. So we'll see maybe if the Brewmaster can really come into play, because this does feel like a great hero just to be able to mitigate a hero that you put all your net worth into, like the Dusa.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little tough if the game continues going the way it's going right now. because the gold is just increasing, as we can see, without any fights really taking place. Right, Dusa. Pretty hard kill at this point, so... Like, they're just lacking damage right now, which is sort of what we hinted towards at the draft. It's gonna be hard to kill this Medusa. Chaos Knight popped ult.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The Phantom! It finally reached and it's dead.
DJ might run up the high ground where Dire have a ward. Going on the Abaddon at the start, you don't want to commit too much to kill off DJ. They'll force the ultimate early. But the lack of control is still hurting them very much on Galaxy Racer with the wall dropped.
Oh,
They'll
Dusa
get the
trouble!
Dusa illusions. Now they burnt the mana as well. Raven prioritizing In Your Dream with the target locked. Stone Gaze gives In Your Dream a little bit of space. The extra movement speed on Inxwell, and Dusa all of a sudden is zooming to safety. And Death's Last Cyclone. Oh no.
And Jab's got cleaved down as well.
Look how fast Dusa is still. Stone Gaze movement speed plus Inxwell. She's
50%, man.
out of there.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Electricity giving Dusa the bottle just to get a full refill, and X marking TPing her home. That's the mark of a
Radiant's
good
bottom
communication
tower
right there.
is under
Ooh,
attack.
cute
And
current
stacking the ace to the
stack.
torrent.
Yep, alright.
Yeah.
And
He's a real bro.
He's a real brother. Not like the supports. They weren't blocking the camps. Sorry, unblocking the camps.
Yeah, he's like, I got you, bro, don't worry. I know these supports can be a little rough.
And he's itemized to kind of help out too. First item, Halberd here from Alacrity. He's got the BKB Shivas and the Aghanims queued up, so we might see that water park like you were talking about.
Yeah, and I mean, the entire fight was really just enabled by In Your Dream, though. Like, he held a stick to the very last second, gives him just enough mana to use Stone Gaze, because otherwise he's dead and the team fight is not going to go anywhere. You know what? I'm gonna teach you something now, okay?
Alright.
Kanka's Cleave is physical damage too. What synergizes well with physical damage? Medusa ult. As I said though, Raven is on Jokem's throat. Ooh. Unfortunate.
What also
Just TP low.
synergizes is Chaos Knight's physical damage and the
Yeah.
minus armor.
I mean, sure, whatever. Minus armor. Minus what? 6? Eh.
Radiant's courier has been
On
killed.
a 6-second cooldown.
It's not terrible, but it's not like wow tier, you know?
What's WoW tier?
Corrosive haste.
That's true, but there's nothing compares to Corrosive Haze. Like there's a no close second.
That is not true. Dazzle and like a 1 minute team fight brings you to like minus 100.
Hey, but that's 1 minute. Corrosive Haze is 1 second under.
I see you. He was a little bit creepy.
Dire are scanning.
You know when he casted on Ricky, he's like,
Dire's
Ricky's
middle tower
here.
is under attack.
Dude, what the hell?
Are
They gonna go
I was
Roche?
thinking Roche.
Ooh, this is a
This is a
high
pretty
risk,
obvious
high
one, though.
reward.
Like, yeah, the creep already went and they know exactly what's happening. Did the creep run in?
No? So
They
no?
saw it.
Did they? They're not
Or
coming
was it a neutral
over.
creep then?
Okay,
Yeah.
now they'll check. I mean,
It's too obvious. Like, you're not pushing bot, you're not pushing mid, you're not pushing top. What are you doing?
they're gonna smoke up. Death's got level 2 in ulti, but still 1200 gold away from the Aghanims. But a couple blinks were just completed, Jabs and Chuen, so they want to reveal this. They don't have very good vision in the area though.
Kunkka is a tanky one, and Medusa
your
is also
dream.
pretty tanky.
Yeah, 2000 health. Jump in the Dusa. It's not going to be the easiest task.
Oh, tell you what, it's
Split
careful.
early. Chuen's going to be careful. The Soulbind's out. And now Chuen, he's in trouble here. The boat finds a connection. They won't have a puck for the fight. Meanwhile, in the backline, though, Mizu's in trouble. They get the Halberd out. Drow Ranger's getting controlled at the moment. She has to push back a little bit further away from Galaxy Racer. But it looks like now they can push on forward for more. With the Abaddon falling, now Death as well. Primal Split's expired. Can at least play with that movement
Snake
speed.
slow.
Maybe the surge as well is enough on Death, but just there, Alacrity, that maxed out X, they'll drag him back. The health, it's not gonna matter here without a way to escape. No hiding for the Brewmaster as Death will fall. They're pinging out Roshan as well, which is still got about 2/3 health remaining, but I mean, Galaxy Racer, it doesn't matter that Mizu had no impact that team fight. The fact that he just zoned out the Drow and they didn't have a puck for the entirety of that fight because of the Soulbind.
Arcane power.
Hoping that we get to interview in your dream again. I want to ask him about Medusa and not being a Medusa player. Like, I mean, honestly, this whole
Radiant's
Galaxy
top
Racer
tower is under attack.
team is just playing really well right now. Like, they're all hitting the spells perfectly. And sure, Mizu dies, but as you said, he zoned out the Drow Ranger, which is all that matters. Like, there's just no damage without the
Radiant's
Drow.
top tower is under
The other four
attack.
heroes are kittens. Drow Ranger is a mama cat.
Yeah, that's legitimately
Radiant's
just
top
the Chaos
tower
Knight's
has
job.
fallen.
Find the Drow,
Yep.
get on top of her, stun her, do whatever you can. If you go Halberd next, whatever, just get rid of the marksmanship. And he did that perfectly.
He went for SB, actually. Alright, interesting item pickup. It scales very well with Shadow. With Chaos Knight, of course, because you benefit from the attack speed and damage a lot. Skadi Dusa picked up, 10k gold lead acquired in just 20 minutes. And now I don't know what you do when you're Fnatic. How do you teamfight this? Split us up in 10 seconds, so this Roche fight could potentially be something. Wall is up, but 4 Vacuum as well.
Roche is falling low though. They got the Solar Crest, jabs to Scout. They don't get the Medusa illusion though. With the
Dire's
they
level
do.
4 in the
is
vac,
under attack.
they
No,
still
they
won't.
don't.
Now you don't have vac for another 20. So
Wait,
Death's
Bruce,
gonna
you
try
gotta
and
be
make some
careful.
space. But look at the
Spirit's almost dead
the
already.
split. You can't run in with all the split shot damage that Dusa has. I mean, the Fire Panda's about to die. The Pop BKB and Stone Gaze just committing to win. What a steal! Oh, he gets the Aegis, the snatch and grab, but the silence is there. Quickly dealt with the Phantom's Embrace. He'll jaunt away. X not in the time. Wow, Chuen, what a grab.
Good grab. Just the question is, how much of a difference will it make? Chaos Knight looking for jabs. Oh, he's gonna
jab.
find him.
A boop. Bye, Jabs.
And Parachuk. Right in the neck, dude.
Our grievance is settled.
How much of a difference is it gonna make?
Yeah,
Varys?
good question. Don't.
I'm gonna
yeah.
wager not a whole lot. Just cause Puck has no damage right now. Coil on Polystar? You have the
Raven's
damage?
on the high ground. Maybe with the drought. Oh, pfft, Jesus, man. How stupid is this? He's actually turning it. Like, this is your Enchantress support who's taking both your position 1 and your 2. You know this hero's at a crazy spot right now when he can do that.
What do you mean? That sounds fair.
That's so fair. In your dream, DD
Yeah.
in the bottle, even more fair.
13k gold lead? Well, that is fair because they deserve that after playing well. But yeah, you see the Dusa items? Daedalus into Swift Blink. When did I say? Swift Blink, 5th item, right? Oh my god, spot on. Oh,
Death.
Mizu again?
Oh,
So
the
much
Shadow
damage,
Blade
Lord,
hunting
destroys him.
just himself with the Aghanim shot. That's all he needed.
Dude, the Aghanim shot is also bonkers. It actually creates a phantasm illusion.
That's
But they have to cleave. They have to cleave talent, they have split shot, and they have Tidebringer.
He scales
Brewmaster
so
might be really
well.
sad.
Yeah. I mean, what can you hope for on the brew? Like, is there any talents that make it easier? Maybe the 20, but he's so far away.
Yeah, 20 for sure. But even then, you need some sort of armor items.
There's
Radiant's
just...
Right,
middle tower
14k
is
gold
under
lead?
attack.
They really
And
want
Paulus
to try
was like, "Hi."
again? I mean, this time you don't have your Drought, which is more damage than the Dark
Look at
Sea.
that!
Dude, this is not looking good at all. 15,000 net worth lead, and Fnatic, it feels like they have to play off the hopes of maybe... can they even delay this game where they might have a short window? I feel like the Drow vs Dusa matchup is nice and all, but a die can then itemize to deal with the win condition on Fnatic.
Yeah. What do you think about this linkage view on Puck? Like, even more defensive, no damage still. We have 3 incredibly tanky cores on the Dire, and even an Enchantress that's not looking to die anytime soon.
It just feels like they're still, like, with how they drafted and how they're trying to itemize now, they're all on board of just hoping Raven is going to be an absolute machine come the late game and just make as much space, tank up as much abilities, make sure you get off your own crowd control so Raven can just siege from the high ground. That's all I can hope for here.
Silence all.
We'll see. Death just picked up the items as well, so big spike for him. 2 rounds here with the primal split. But more
BKB on
items.
Chaos Nano. That's a big one.
Now even more difficult to kill him. And even now you have to like hold Surge for Raven just so he can reset away from the Chaos Knight.
Yeah, no Blink Dagger on CK at
Radiant's
least, so
top tower
Drow
is
should
under
be
attack.
somewhat safe.
Heal us.
Yeah, Polson is just 1v5ing the high ground. It's actually ridiculous.
Oh my god. So both the Abra and Enchantress play very similar with how they can gain a lot of information, be this roaming ward. And we're just seeing though, Enchantress is literally on the high ground around that triangle with 5 other Fnatic heroes, and they don't want to jump him. Like, what you're providing the rest of your team is, you can't calculate it, what they are getting information-wise for Galaxy Racer.
Yeah, and they like to pick up both of them. Oh, maybe there could be a different approach. So, how's Dusa looking? She has about 1 billion. Oh, Joker. Nice, nice. Good job. 600 gold for Grimstroke. What the hell? Now that's when you know you're really far behind.
Mizu's real close to Chuen.
Yeah. Mizu's like, what are you doing? Let me live today.
Get out of my swamp.
Get to the chopper.
Alright. How close to some items are we? Daedalus almost on Dusa. What did Alacrity commit for? Okay, he's got Point Brew. He went Shard before the Scepter. He didn't go for any of the Torrent talents though.
It's hard to go for the Torrent talents when you're mid laner. Like, you really need the
Come on, sprites.
damage. I'm surprised he went for the strength, to be honest, instead of the Torrent damage, but it's just 100 damage, whatever. He's definitely gonna go for the AoE. Raven, Skadi, almost done. That could be a pretty big one. But big enough, question mark.
Double question mark even. Maybe even an exclamation mark afterwards. I mean, against the range carry like Dusa, it's going to be a great way to deal with her. I mean, attack speed slow, movement speed slow. Maybe you can just kite the Dusa. It feels like... what is the perfect fight for Radiant? Do they need to kind of kite the initial boat, maybe Stone Gaze, and then reset and hope that Galaxy Racer overcommit, and then with their slows and their control, they can take a fight where they're out of position? Or what's the ideal scenario here for Fnatic?
I mean, it has to come on the back of a good vacuum coil, right? It's really the only thing they can do, but they have 2 BKBs there ready to kind of counteract that. Chayon cut on the creep wave. Dusa says, I'm gonna hit your high ground a bit. And deals 300 damage, not bad. You just do that 8 more times and it's gone. Which they're not going to do. Surprise.
Why
Spoiler.
not? Seems like not a waste of time at all.
Yeah. Let Drow free farm for 10 minutes. My Paulson is so tanky, even as a mech. He's gonna have holy locket soon as well.
Radiant, they're grouped up as 5. Chuen gets a
That's a
great
good
call.
start.
Now with the back wall, maybe this is the team fight you're looking for Fnatic. Instantly dealing with the Grimstroke, but where's the extra damage for? They get the start, but now they're looking to try and force a reset here. As Death with this primal split, they've cycloned up the Dusa. Mizu might catch Chuen though. Sentry drop, they just see Mizu, but he's got 3100 health. You force a BKB, that's your 9-second charge here. But you might just be able to take the tier 2 tower now, knowing that the coil and the Vax on cooldowns, and the wall, I should say.
Yeah, you gotta be a little bit careful. You're very far ahead, but if CK is showing top and your Dusa is showing bottom, like, you can't be showing middle as well. That is the golden rule of Dota. And DJ is gone. Very,
DJ.
very tough kill. Right-clicked him like 4 times. And now it's high ground time, baby. They have one more split to defend. If they want to. And knowing Galaxy Racer, of course, they're super safe as a team, so they're probably just gonna wait for the next Roshan, which is gonna respawn in
5
3
seconds.
seconds.
I was right. It was 5, not 3.
Who said 3?
You.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Roll the VOD.
Dire's
I'll roll you
bottom
something
tower
else
is
soon, my
under
friend.
attack.
What? What the hell?
No, better be careful around me. I am a Giga Chat.
Illusion.
Such a good emo. Such a good emo. Fnatic, they're outside the base. Oh, yep, cool. Polo, 1700 health.
He's dead,
Mech,
he's dead.
holy locket, Solar Crest. This time he'll die. But Radiant, they're underneath an Observer Ward and Die. They're converging on their position. So Death forced to pop the ultimate. Gives him a little bit of space, but the backline jump. Oh, Chaos Knight shreds apart the Darkseer, but he's got to buy back now. Mizu needs help, and he needs it now with the BKB pop. Getting a little bit of space here. Alacrity as well, but they found the Drow. Looks like the Sirens are called for the retreat, but Alacrity, though, the BKB wasn't able to cover the teleport away. So he's not going to be able to make it, and now Conquer falls along with the Grimstroke, and Fnatic forcing some mistakes out of the side of Dire. Maybe this will give them an opportunity to take Roshan now.
Alright, this is exactly what they needed. Now there's going to be the second Roche. A
Dire's
free
middle
shot
tower
for the
is
Draw
under
Ranger as
attack.
well. Life is very good now if you're Fnatic. Brewmaster is going to have 2 splits for the next team fight as well. Potentially even Aeon this / Refresher. And just sending in a creep though. Does Medusa want to 1v5 this? Probably not.
Is she the real Giga Chad? If it was you,
Running in
Black,
right
you
now.
would do it.
Wait, what?
Split. Death can just cyclone him up so they can steal the
Got a buyback
Roche.
on Kanka too?
It's 30 seconds. Is he gonna force it? In Your Dream's trying to go in with a Stone Gaze. Raven has to turn himself away. Kiting the first ulti here. Raven as well, stuck inside the pit. Mizu jumps in. Mizu, he's unable to stay on top of him though with the Phantasm. Awkward usage. And now Raven still losing the marksmanship prop. But In Your Dream is real Giga Chad. A crit. It's not enough. But now they're gonna force back Radiant. The split should be up. No, it's not even. All charges now used. The real Giga Chad.
Yeah, Ash just runs into the pit and is like, I don't care. And now Brewmasters, that they're looking to force a buyback here potentially, but they have to be careful. They're still fighting into an Aegis Cheats Draw Ranger.
Dire's top
No
tower
Phantasm
is
available
under
either.
attack.
Is someone just pop
Radiant's middle
cheese?
tower is under attack.
Draw Ranger had it if anyone.
BKB just got picked up as well. Raven's also got the
Orange
Agony
hated
Shard.
it.
Tower has fallen.
Very yummy.
Jump in. There's the start on the Drow. Gonna get a little bit of space with the BKB, but the Soulbine's still locking the Puck, and Puck, she doesn't have as much mobility right now with the control. Raven, however, sending his ground continuously. Vacuum, giving him some extra space here, holding Galaxy Racer on the higher ground, but In Your Dream, he wants blood,
move.
giving Raven no space to Skadi. Slow, Death back alive, split coming
Your Dream
into
is
play.
dead.
In Your Dream's got to be careful, really relying on the Mystic Snake to give him the mana, but now it doesn't have enough to use it, so Medusa will fall. They've controlled the Enchantress on the high ground as well. This will be another kill. An ambitious TP from Polo Sun, but Raven and co holding the high ground. The deficit is now dropped to 12,000.
Yeah, and they're being very ambitious, let's put it that way.
Bounty.
They didn't have a lot of their spells. Phantasm wasn't up. I don't even know if BKB was up either. And like everything is just going a little bit. Like they have to be confused right now, Galaxy Racer. Like they're running into the Roche pit at 3. I don't know how they got away with that to begin with.
Dire's middle
Got away with
tower
that,
is under
and then they're like,
attack.
yeah, we're super strong.
Dire's
No Stone Gaze, though. They're going to the high
structures are
ground. No Chaos Knight spells, and Drow just sits there and hits them. Nobody can reach her, because again, CK didn't go for that Blink
Dire's
Dagger.
middle tower has
And remember how we said his job is to
I'll
jump on
take
the
that.
Drow? Like, he can't do it anymore. Too much HP, too much damage now from the Drow Ranger.
Yeah, there's a bit of an issue when you can set up a blockade on your high ground and just make it
Jabs might die. Never
too
mind.
difficult of a task to jump Raven. Like, you just get set up on the machine gun, and now once you overcommit, there's no way you can kind of reset your positioning. There's all this, you know, the Skadi slow, the Frost Arrow slow. That's a great illusion.
Yeah. He's very close with Butterfly as well. And Medusa, she is going for the Swift Blink, but once that Butterfly's up, she might not be able to really kill her. Just look at the armor of Draw Ranger, 42. Like, if you can't get on top of her, you don't fight.
A little bit of a battle breaking out by the top outpost. Looks like DJ Raven's actually even going to come over as well. They showed multiple heroes down
Look at
bot on
the
Dire,
damage.
but As soon as the Helmet's out, Drow Ranger only has to rely on the multi-shots now. Coil, but instantly Alacrity popped the BKB. Raven still sticking on the target of the Enchantress. But it's going to give them the run buff. The Water Park coming into play as well. But the disarray is not enough to keep Enchantress alive. So Raven showing up there, keeping DJ healthy, and also getting themselves a support kill. This should lead them into a tier 2 and now giving them some outpost control.
Now a 9k lead only. Cutting it down massively. And now they're just gonna knock on the high ground.
Is this
They have 8
ambitious?
for a minute. I mean, they're super split. So, we'll see what Fnatic ends up doing. They're not gonna hard commit, surely.
This looks a little bit dicey. BKB's on cooldown for another 20 on Raven. Butterfly was just delivered though. They're even gonna drop the split just to secure at least some objectives getting claimed.
No BKB yet, but Helper will save him.
They're gonna look to reset after the tier 3. Backdoor protection kicking in. Raven sticking around. What? What? When?
Oh!
What?
Mizu caught the puck with his newly picked up Hex. Now
Raven.
Drow Ranger getting right click.
That's a refresher. Another
Careful,
round of the
Musa.
split, but the Soulbind locks the Drow together. The X actually unleashes the Soulbind tier, but the first life's gonna get claimed. They need to buy back. The Boots of Travel Puck gonna rejoin. DJ is in the vicinity as well to chuck out the Aphotic Shield protection. Instant BKB from Raven. A jump on forward as well. Jabs back. They find the Medusa. Is the War Cannon going to be enough? He's standing at ground. They've lost all the mana. Mizu doing an incredible job of locking on top of Raven. They need to get rid of the marksmanship procs here, but Death, the only issue is the Brewlings are starting to melt here. No one's fallen. So much has been wasted though. Ultimates after ultimates, lives as well. Aegis claim, buyback on Puck. I don't know where Mizu caught the Puck there, but that's big now without a buyback on Chuen.
Yeah, he caught him in the mid lane with his picked up Hex. And he's TPing bottom. He already predicted that CK is very close to him. But Shen he's wise enough to not push out for another wave. He also picked up the Psychic Headband to trigger the Lincolns on CK. It's something we see a lot on heroes that it built like Abyssal Blades and stuff. So good advanced gameplay from him. But you can just see that Medusa cannot combat the Drow like almost at all if you can't find the gap closer.
The job will get a lot easier once the Swift Blink is picked up. And she got the split shot modifiers as well, 25 talent, so giving her a bit of a power spike. Raven still shy on the 25.
Gonna be a big one.
They want to hold this high ground from Fnatic. They've got the ward, but Puck is not nearby.
It's a lot of damage though, gotta be careful.
Oh, they get the dogs here leashed up. Been so valuable in these fights for Jabs. So bind it up still. Finally, Surge will fly. On the backline, Mizu. He's hunting though. Chaos Knight's hungry. Who can he find? It's only DJ. Not really the target you want on the Chaos Knight. She'll attempt to TP out. They don't have an Aghanim's Puck to be able to cancel either of these BKB TPs. Hollow though. He's still gonna get caught and won't have the same fate as the Rex of the Galaxy Racer cause. Poor old Enchantress, the sacrificial lamb, taking... There's... What?
Oh, the counter tip.
Dude, that's so stupid.
Wait, Mizu has to be a little bit careful. Like, he always spends his ult to farm, and then he joins the fight without the Phantasm. The Phantasm is basically what the hero is all about right now. You gotta be careful how you use that. Looking to potentially catch the puck. Chaos Knight around? No, he's bot lane.
Do you want to continue seeing these Dagons picked up for Puck, or is there... How vital is the potential Aghanims here against the BKBs that Galaxy Racer have?
And I'm always a big fan of BKB. I mean, sorry, Aghanim Scepter, you know me. BKB, kiting them out is absolutely vital at this point, especially for your Drow Ranger to protect her.
Yeah.
So I would love to see an Aghanim Scepter. Because the Dagon doesn't really seem to be doing all that. Like, you won't be dealing the damage. There's no way you can kill any of those 3 cores, or even the Eng for that matter.
Well, Jabs has got Refresher. Okay.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Big boy. Any other items we see getting picked up here? What's Death? Death has still got his refresher. Aeon Disc getting worked on next. Raven hit the level 25, 30% cooldown reduction. Flicker on the Drow. We've seen some scary late game flickers turn games around. Oh, the Deucer has her own, so that could be very nice versus the silencers. Smoked up though. Scan connects, it's Polo. But In Your Dream also is nearby, but it looks like this time poor old Enchantress will not be successful. Meanwhile, we did see the Aghanims just completed on the Grimstroke, so Yokem potentially getting a Dark Portrait of the Drow. Speaking about Yokem, Coils drop, die, converging on the area to try and give the Grimstroke some extra space, but Mizu instantly jumping on forward, but he's got to be careful now, but the jump from Mizu completely wasted, so he's got to pop the BKB into the retreat. Do they have the damage or the stuns? They do not, but they've cycloned up the Drow Ranger. In Your Dream, nice quick fingers as well.
See that this build, they're instantly killing all of the CK's illusions. So in a 5v5 team fight, Fnatic is probably favored quite a bit right now. Paulson buying back, thinking Roshan might be able to actually a pretty long spawn.
They're a bit disconnected right now. Puck as well on the high ground. Okay. Oh, this game's so tense. 9,000 lead for Galaxy Racer, but it really does not feel like it with how Fnatic have been able to come back and just edge their victories in these past couple of fights. And we saw how they can take fights around Roshan as well, but that's a big item. MKB just picked up on Dusa.
Yeah, now you can finally combat that evasion on Drow Ranger. However, you still have to deal with the problem of her having 52 armor. That's a lot of armor.
That's a lot of armor.
What's the damage reduction? 80%? Just shy of it, 75. So if you crit for 2k, you take 500 damage. But she only crits for what?
Where are you
Like
going?
800?
Oh,
So
bot
it's gonna be
lane?
very hard to kill it.
Oh, not again! Oh, not again, not
Oh,
again, not
Puck,
again,
no
no
buyback.
buyback! Oh, no! Mizu this time got the blink, stole the gem! Oh, no, 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 Fnatic. I don't know how you contest Roche now. They're still nearby. They know that Mizu, he's going to be backstabbing here, so Fnatic have to be careful. Mizu's finding this angle, and they... Ooh. Death also used the Primal Split. So that's one charge now gone. 3 remaining. Actually 2 now.
Radiant's bottom tower
Use
is
Grim
under
Ult on
attack.
that, interesting.
No
Raven's
buyback
doing
for a
a lot
minute
of
30 on
damage.
Park. Roche is falling incredibly low as well. Great wall, back onto 2. Raven sieging them down with the multi-shot from afar. This water park causing so much chaos though as Radiant, they just can't lock onto a target. A lot of ultimates forced out here once again, just for getting the Enchantress kill, but they're holding their high ground. Mizu's had enough. He's just gonna force in mid. He's got Phantasm up soon as well. He can do a lot of damage to the barracks. DD's even picked up for In Your Dream, so Radiant, they have to decide. Roshan, all the objectives. What do you defend? And it looks like Raven
Oh, Drow!
gonna defend the base. That's solo though. So the team's away from Roshan. DJ's getting chunked down. Crits after another. As there's no hope for the Abaddon.
Yeah, Mizu's really breaking the game wide open for Galaxy. Killing the puck, pushing in middle, making them have like a really bad decision. And just overall, Mizu is playing like super well this game. Now they're knocking on the mid lane again. 2 heroes, no buyback still. But puck up in 20. Who's also going for that accept now that we wanted, so. Very close to that, 1k gold. And that could potentially make a big difference. But you have to be so careful now if you're this puck. Anytime you're on the side lane and CK is not there, you're probably a little bit spooked at this point.
Alright, we have the refresher shot on Alacrity. Cheers in the backpack as well. In Your Dream was able to pick up the Aegis. He's also got the backpack of the BKB here. So the raid boss, Medusa, top of the net worth, is Drow still, however.
Yeah, Medusa can't fight Drow at all. A lot of this will come down to how the CK can initiate the fight and who he can jump on. I look at Drow's health, 3.5k, that is... I don't even know how they kill him, to be honest. Like, it has to be post BKB with a lot of spells. Maybe if they got a dark portrait of him to empower the Medusa themselves, that could be a good way to deal with it. But Joker just can't get in range to get that portrait on him.
What's Jab's doing? he's so scared. It's such a tense game we've got. Mizu's overwhelming blink now. He's continuing to scale. This is third net worth Chaos Knight, 6, 2, and 5. It's something that they pulled out of the hat, you know, maybe 2 months ago, maybe even 3, when Galaxy Racer transitioned Mizu to the offlane, and you know they hadn't played it in a while. But in a game like this, to potentially get a 1-game advantage in the upper bracket finals, what a perfect time to utilize it. There's Chuen. Just gonna drop the coil straight on top of the Grimstroke here. No messing around, using that ultimate, just cleaning off the kill on Yokam.
That's a big one. This Dark Portrait, we haven't really seen it to full effect yet, but if it ever gets on top of the Drow Ranger, it could cause a lot of problems. Or they call it in your dream!
Dusa? They've got the outpost control. In your dream, TPs are coming through. Burnt all the men are in the first life to help with the flicker. What a neutral item. Deuce is back to safety. A lot was forced out there. They caught the Darkseer to the northern side as well. Refresher used for jabs. Raven's gonna try and TP. We'll be fine. What else was used? Not Refresher on Death. So just a lot of abilities and ultimates from your Darkseer.
Yeah, he does have a buyback, however, so maybe
Radiant's
if they
top
push it a
tower
little
is
bit
under
in
attack.
too deep, like they have been a couple of times, a double vac wall could really turn the fight easily. And we really see it deal a lot of damage. Like these double illusions on Medusa, they're turning these fights around, no problem.
Radiant actually want the high ground control. Raven is instantly going to jump the Enchantress, but force the BKB as soon as Mizu follows up as well, but in your dream. Stone Gaze used. Able to get down to the low ground, but that's another hero that's going to fall from Fnatic. They do have buybacks. But a quick jump kills off the Enchantress. Another round of the Primal Split.
Radiant's
If
top
they don't
tower
respect the
has
buybacks, they
fallen.
could lose everyone here.
Radiant's
Oh,
middle
they
barracks
blinked it
is
in
under
actually, oh my
attack.
god.
2 more splits
rough.
available. In your dream still has the Aegis for another 50 seconds as well. A lot of time to utilize this extra life here from Galaxy Racer. Just utilize the X. Look at
Look at the
Raven
damage.
chunk him down though. Puck coil as well, upgraded to the items now. This could be a big way to enable Fnatic's team fight, just in helping Raven's positioning and really minimizing these BKB effects that we've seen to such avail so far from Galaxy Racer.
Yeah, it's all up to the Seeker to really get on top of her, but as I said, even if he does, I don't think he has the damage to kill her. Like, he'll need some sort of evasion pierce, maybe a Bloodthorn later on, or something like that. But these fights are gonna get really hard now for Galaxy Racer. Sure, they're 18k up, but it doesn't really mean anything at this point.
Still trying to see if there's any next big items we've got. I mean, Medusa's trying to work towards the Aghanim Scepter. Buybacks are also coming back online as well. And Grimstroke and Abaddon are both the heroes that are just relying on the cooldowns right now. But is there a team you'd honestly rather be playing with right now? Even though Galaxy Racer have an 18,000 net worth lead, like, who do you feel like is much easier to execute in these fights now?
Much easier for Radiant, like way easier. They just have too many problems to deal with right now in Galaxy Racer. And they managed to stabilize, or get ahead rather, because Mizu found a couple of really good pickoffs, made a couple of really good decisions, but you can't do that forever. You can't rely on that forever, you know? Like, eventually you will have a 5v5, and I don't know how you win that. Wait, did Mizu pick up the Axe Scepter?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he
Yep,
did.
just picked up Chuen. Higher ground. Gotta be careful about the illusions on who they jump. It makes it so difficult now to know who's real and who isn't. Run into Alacrity. Coil drop. That's your freshly picked up Aghanim's coil on just a solo conquer, and yeah, they're not happy with the start.
That's the
This...
one split gone. Whereas there's 3 more. So, no problem there. And maybe these illusions that can cause enough problems with lanes being pushed in that you can find an opportunity elsewhere. But at the same time, if you use it to push out lanes, you don't have to kill heroes.
Scanning.
Okay, 5-man smoke up, but they're not leaving base.
The Ags is great as well because it gives you a basic dispel for the entirety of your team. So against the puck silence, the drow silence, even the slowest maybe just to reset that.
Radiant's courier has been
Oh,
killed.
that's big. That was Shiva's. And Brute bought out as well, actually. Okay.
Yeah, but no chance they can kill him. Not with an Abaddon behind him. With a Holy Locket as well.
Could we... I mean, DJ's never going to get the farm, but we've... I was going to say, dude, there's actually no way. I was going to bring up Aghanim's and I'm like, actually, this man's so poor and he cannot get outside the base and you're funneling everything to your cause. Maybe from Roche? Who knows?
Yeah, that could be a really good one. But of course, we have seen a lot of times how strong this Abaddon Axe can be.
Behold!
Now the smoke. Either team has been consistently using this to get the advantage. The positioning. Chuen, the jump up, has found the conquer. Vact outside the core range to get the break here, but the Enchantress, they're targeting down the support. And Polison's way too tanky to rip through puck. He eats the Stargaze as well. Chuen just the nick of time of the phase shift. Can he get back to safety though? It's a long duration to the blink away. The wall's dropped as well, but now with the BKBs, they can't target the higher ground. As they've also caught out the Drow Ranger. Raven's in trouble. A force flicker is going to BKB in a couple seconds. Need to use it to get away from the X. But the buybacks are lacking. As Galaxy Racer just overwhelmed the side of Fnatic, and now they can run up the high ground.
Oh, this CK Phantasm. My laptop was about to explode, I think.
Not another
Radiant's top
uninstall.
barracks are under attack.
But yeah, now they broke the game wide open. 30k gold lead,
Radiant's top
3v5.
barracks has fallen.
This is where Draw Ranger is
Radiant's
really
top
scared now.
barracks
No
has
vacuum
fallen.
wall. 30 seconds cooldown.
Radiant's middle barracks are
Can they hold on
under
for that
attack.
long? Should be mega
Has
creeps at
fallen.
least.
It might just be game. They
Watch
wanna
that
go-
range.
Barracks has fallen.
Raven's trying.
Oh, Mizu,
Putting
Mizu,
the team on the
Mizu, Mizu.
back, but the Hex is there.
Has fallen.
Lincoln's a little bit too late to label the machine gun and to continue firing. 35 seconds to bruise up. Radiant, they still have Glyph.
Radiant structures are
Raven
fortified.
is trying to do it to support
what?
Yokam. BKB, TP, they've got a soul
You
bar
got caught!
cancel.
The grip
Hurricane
circle.
Pike flickers up soon. There's no help though. Chuen's trying to do whatever he can. He's got a buyback. Space created though, time wasted. Bruise up in 15 and even better
Gone.
coil than Dragger. They get the break. It's a lot of damage thanks to the Academics. Now Raven's going back to work. But without the BKB to protect him, Raven, he
Raven
doesn't have the
Raven
Abaddon.
Raven.
Full stuff is in trouble. Manta, Flicker, anything. Raven back to safety. Okay, Bruise alive. Primal Split's now available. Galaxy Racer, you gotta be cautious here. How long do you want to stick around? Polo will get punished. The rest of the team might be penalized here with their positioning.
Yeah,
So
let's
he has
do
to be careful
this.
as well. Wow, they really wanted to end the game right there, but it is going to continue with one Rex left standing. Man. This Drow is going to absolutely melt once CK picks up his MKB.
Yeah,
Order Korea, Order Korea!
well, what am I looking at?
They saw it, they saw it.
Radiant's
Dark
courier
One.
has been
He wanted to
killed.
buy his Hex.
Gotcha.
Well, no more. Roshan is up.
Oh no.
Point of contest. Double damage Dusa, what else would it be?
Oh, she doesn't have Aghanim Scepter yet as well.
Yeah, but do you even give it to her?
Oh, who
Wait, let's
else?
see
Everyone else has
Yeah.
got one.
What about Sproink?
Dude, just make it so Enchantress is more unkillable.
You should give this.
Roshan
Oh, they give the
has
Aegis to
fallen.
Dusa, okay, not to the CK. Oh no, Jabs! You
Wait,
can't swap air
Jabs?
alone. What? He's all by himself.
No interest in the land beyond the wall.
Oh
Take
no!
No buyback on him.
Oh no no no! Fnatic.
That is not allowed. It's not matchmaking, Jabs. This is illegal. He's a big component to their team fight. He's gone for 2.
Afraid gonna have Glyph for another 2 minutes 30 as well. Oh, how do you defend this now?
It's a lot of illusions.
Radiant's bottom tower
Just
They gotta split
has fallen.
early.
Oh, Death has got 4 charges. A hope and a dream here for Fnatic. Going up against the Megas. Tier 4 towers left standing. But you might just prioritize them. Put in your dream on the front line. That's gonna try and waste as much time as possible. They get the instant jump.
There you go.
Drow has to be so careful. Never wants to force a BKB. Mizu's always waiting the wings as well. Chuen just trying to pop some A on this, but the T4 tower's down.
Has fallen.
Raven's going to work. But he can only poke and prod and then reset. As Mizu, he finds a target, locks onto the Abaddon. He can't get the ultimate. The break is there. He's going to buy back. Darkseid's up in 40 seconds. They're delaying for as long as possible. Alacrity's falling low as well on the front line. Skadi should be able to slow him down. Alacrity. And we get back to safety. But look at the space in your dream. Raven back inside. The blink on 4. The throne's exposed now. Refreshers pop. Chaos galore, but they've caught out the Drought. Mizu
that's
once
GG.
again. Mizu's done it. That should be all she wrote. Oh, Mizu, what a game. What a game on your Chaos Knight. Time after time. The pickoffs on the Puck, the pickoffs on the Drow, constantly on top of her, preventing the marksmanship, and Galaxy Racer taking game 1.
It was a lot longer than they hoped, I think, on the Galaxy side after that amazing early mid game, but they stayed strong in the late game. I really felt like Fnatic had a pretty good shot though. Like there was a big blunder by Jabs just like walking to the secret shop all by himself as they were taking Roshan. Like that must have just been like a brain lapse, right? Like, wow. An ending like this is pretty weird.
I mean, all I can say is if this is what game 1 is going to bring us, then I am so incredibly excited for game 2, potentially game 3, and our other series later on today. What a victory from Galaxy Racer. Their late game prowess as a team. We've seen them thrive in conditions like these all throughout the Loopbet Pro Series. They put so much emphasis on their scaling and their late game win conditions, and it just showed up here. The execution. What's up, Black?
Let me ask you then. What do you do if you're Fnatic? Because like you can't be drafting in a way where you lose the early mid game so hard, right? Like they fell behind way too hard. What do you change up in the draft?
Sure. I mean, does it come down to a bit of an issue with Jabs played incredible in the late game, but you pick the Darkseer into the potential Enchantress counter, so then you have to play a Darkseer 4, which feels like your lanes are really weak, and I don't think you can get away with that. Like, what's your thought process on that?
Yeah, I think stronger lanes and hopefully some more stuns, because they had 1 stunner again. Keep saying it, pick stuns, make Dota simple. But yeah, game 1's in the books. Well done, Galaxy Racer again. Against all odds there. They beat T1. Maybe they beat Fnatic as well.
Maybe. With how they're looking, they're now 1 game away of booking their spot into the grand finals. We'll see how game 2 is going to shape up after a short break.